Hey everyone, this week I'm going to be doing Thor's hammer. There are 979 pieces in this set, which is quite a lot. There are 5 numbered bags of parts in this set. Bags 1 through 4 are the hammer itself, and then bag number 5 is the base that the hammer sits on. Let's get right into building. So bag number 1 is just the guts of the handle. And like my Imperial Probe Droid video, this will be another one about making a round looking assembly out of a lot of square parts. I love it when I click things together and get my skin of my finger stuck in the part. Here's the first bit of repetition. I need 9 of these assemblies. There's our 9 identical assemblies. And now they all get attached to this part here. You can see with this construction technique, it allows for studs to be present on all 4 sides. And this will allow things to be attached to the sides here. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to swing it around too much because it's not that robust right now. There's no pins or anything going through this. It's just the clutch power of the bricks. But once we get the side pieces on, I think that'll shore that up. All right, 2 of these. Now, these 2 things go on the side, and they're going to go in the shallow side here. This will give it the strength it needs to stay together. Now it's solid. The Technic pins and beams all hold that together. Now we've got another 2 long assemblies to go on this side. Now we got our 2 assemblies here, quite rigid. They should fit exactly along the length here, all but 1 stud. So just squeeze that in place. Well, there we go. That's the end of bag number 1. Now I'm pretty sure not all of this is handle. I'm guessing this top part here, this is going to be the head of the hammer. Well, that went rather quick due to all the repetition. On to bag number 2, where we're going to make our square handle look round and start the framework for the head of the hammer. Now, of course, to make it round, we have some curved pieces here, a lot of them. There's the handle. It is quite thick. I can barely get my hand wrapped around it here. But what I like is the transition between the 2 sides. There's a little bit of a raised joint. Can't get around that, I guess. But it's smoother than I expected it would be. So it's not quite completely round. Mostly round though. All right, what do we need to do here next? All right, what are we building here? 4 of these assemblies. Okay, whatever that is, I need 4 of them. Okay, these things go around which side? This side. Well, I know what set to cannibalize when I need a bunch of side-facing stud pieces. Okay, I need 2 of those. Okay, 2 assemblies. They're going to go to the end of here. They should just go right here. Starting to take shape. All of this is going to be covered up, so it's kind of nice to see the inside. Well, that's the end of bag number 2. So we put the curved parts on our handle, and we're fleshing out the infrastructure for the hammer part. Hammer still looks a little small to me. It should get a little bit bigger as we build off of this assembly. All right, bag number 3. Let's get some heft to our hammer here. All right, 2 of these assemblies go in here. Look how bulky this gets quite quickly with these giant parts. Big panel, close that off. All right, well that's one side kind of framed in. Now, should be the same thing on the other side. Oh, there's the 2 sides, identical. We'll do a piece on the top here. Okay, well, one goes up, one goes down, like that. And we cap that off with this round plate. That's the main assembly in bag number 3. The remaining parts here, I think, are a bit of a mini build. Do that here in a minute. You can see we got the head of the hammer fleshed out. We got the 2 sides put on. So bag number 4 obviously is going to be the next 2 sides. So this is meant to represent in the throne room in Asgard. It's a bit of a trophy room. We've got the Eternal Flame. We've got the Infinity Gauntlet and the Tesseract. For those who haven't seen my Infinity Gauntlet video, just for reference, here's the giant Infinity Gauntlet. That's the end of bag number 3. On to bag number 4. So for bag number 4, we're going to cap off the 2 ends and finish off our hammer. And there's 2 identical assemblies. Again, the designers have used some translucent bricks, which will never be seen. There we go. That's one end. Now I just got to fill in the open sides here. Look at this monster. Now, one last thing to go is there's a strap that goes on the bottom here. For that, there's this customized rubber strap. Not a usual Lego piece, but I mean, couldn't really have done the strap any other way. Now this just slides in the bottom here. So I wouldn't want to grab the set from the strap because this is a little flimsy. I wouldn't rely on this clutch power to keep that assembly in there. Here's the whole hammer assembly. The one thing I think is missing, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad there's no stickers, but Thor's hammer has like runes carved in the side of the hammer. It actually would have been great to see some of these pieces printed with the runes on it, because it's just plain. There's nothing on here. Now, would I want a sticker to do that? Maybe, I guess. I'm never going to propose stickers in a set, but I definitely would have liked to see a little bit more detail on the sides of the hammer. And then in general, I do still think that the handle is way too thick compared to the size of the hammer, the hammerhead. The only thing left to do is the base for this to sit on, and that'll be bag number 5. There's a lot of parts here for bag number 5, including some very unique looking base plate details. I thought these were going to be part of the hammer, but part of the base. And one minifig, we actually have Thor. Now Thor has 2 expressions. There's just regular Thor, and then there's the God of Thunder with his eyes full of lightning Thor. And I completely missed it at first, but there's Thor's hammer. Now the last thing that goes on here, which will go on this side, is there's a nameplate, and I'm going to show this in a minute. I'll get the hinge done here first. Now there's no stickers in this set. Oh, look what they did here. That's printed. It is very odd to have a nameplate that's printed. It's usually always a sticker. Why they did it for this set, no idea. Maybe I don't know if cost comes into play or what, but anyway, great to have that as printed. Doesn't say very much, just says Mjolnir. So here's our base. I'm going to go put Thor on here somewhere. Put him over here. I actually wish there was a spot for this to go on. I'm going to see how the hammer sits on here first, and then I'm going to put this on to see if it goes somewhere. So the way this was built, there's a bit of a ledge here, and then a tapered ledge here. Of course, this is supposed to mimic like Thor's hammer smashing into the ground, so it's just a bunch of dirt with his lightning flashes. But this is designed so this should be able to sit. There we go. Well, here's the overall look of the set on the stand. You can see how big this is. So again, that's pretty impressive. But again, I think the handle's a little too thick for the size of the head. I really wish there was some of the runes on here, as long as they weren't stickers. That's the one plus side to this whole set, is there's no stickers. Again, this strap is totally out of proportion for the rest of the set as well. Probably could have just left that off and it would still would have looked okay. Good construction though. I mean, you can really, I wouldn't want to wail on this too much, but there's no danger of the top of the hammer coming off because the construction goes right into the side there, right into the inside. Pretty good. Wouldn't want to whack anything with it, but it's good construction. Again, the base could have done without this, but I managed to get it affixed to the set so it's not going to go anywhere. We've got Thor there. And then most of this was just here to display the hammer in its kind of tilted state like that. What do you think? Looks pretty good. Fairly quick build. Like I say, a lot of pieces, but due to the repetition, it ended up going fairly quickly. Let me know what you think of the set in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.